But I think the first start of the Olympics was the most stressful, even though we were really preparing for it, and actually we approached it as a normal regatta. The very very first start was I could feel it in my body, in my chest. But after we started, then the rest of the week, it was actually a normal regatta. The first regatta in my life, I think I was 10 years old, and I don't think I understood stress at that moment. It was all about learning, and it is something I try to keep on experiencing and try to keep on having the same mindset, because in the end you can always learn, even at the Olympics. So when I was 12 years old in 2004, I saw the 470 women, Sofia and Mili, winning Athens Olympic Games, Greek women. And then I went to my parents and I said, this is where I want to stand. I want to be on that podium one day. And my mom said, it's really good that you want this. You know you need to work hard for it. So if you work hard, then you have a chance. So for me, already more than 20 years, it was really clear that this is where I want to be. I want to be on the water. I want to be on that podium. And when I started for 70, I left a lot behind to do it. And I came really close. I was fourth in Rio, and I was in the top 10 in Tokyo, and I won everything except the medal. So this has been a bit of already a thorn to look at it. On the other side, getting older, I realized that it's not only about this, but I had an amazing journey, an amazing life with it. And even though I did other things in my life as well, like I started my academic career, my business career, I became a lawyer, I did a lot of different things as well, but the love for sailing is much more about, it's much more than only this. The love of being on the water. Also, last week on the SSO 47, it is unbelievable. So in the end, you do it for this, but this is only a representation of your life and your journey, how much you love sailing. That's a difficult question. I will answer in terms of a story, because I like storytelling. When I moved to the Netherlands at the age of 18, 19, it was due to family reasons. Half of my family, they live in the Netherlands. And in the beginning, I did really a big effort to get a lot from the Dutch culture and become one with the Dutch culture. Getting older, I realized that I have a lot of elements from the Netherlands, from the place I've lived the last 16 years. But actually, my Greek origin, my Greek DNA, it's always with me. So it's really difficult to say that which country I love more, or it really depends the situation. I mean, my husband is Dutch, so really big part of my family is Dutch, but being Greek, also when I speak about the Olympic Games, I remember going to Olympia before the Rio Olympics, and I really feel it in my DNA. When I'm there, I feel the air. I feel that my body is like coming back home. So I would say that really part of my being is Greek, and a lot of my character right now and my cultural habits are quite Dutch. So I really love both countries. But I think depending the situation, I'm something different. When I'm upset, I'm really Greek. I'm really loud, and my husband tries to calm me down. But when it comes to being methodical, I got a lot from the Dutch culture as well. The way towards the Olympic campaign, towards qualifying and going to the Olympics can be quite tough. You need to make a lot of sacrifice, you need a lot of discipline, you need to be methodical. If I was myself 20 years ago, I would say that you need to keep on enjoying it, to remember that why you do it, why you fell in love with the sport. So every time that we push ourselves a lot, we get really narrow vision and we want it too much. If it was me 20 years ago, I would say, remember that you just fell in love with the water, you fell in love being outside, you really love listening to the boat sailing. And when you keep that mindset, that learning mindset, that open mindset, and that childhood way of enjoying sailing, I believe you can become much more successful in life and in sailing as well, and the Olympics. Of course, when you die, you think this is the end of the world. For me, the end of the world is just not being with my family anymore. And if I would reach the end of the world, I would just be looking at the sea, having a nice sunset in Greece, maybe in Santorini, and just becoming one with the sea.